We have a ton of news today and some exciting clues about the future of SafeMoon. Let's get into it. Okay, so we've been getting a couple of these tweets from the SafeMoon team of these images that are pretty hard to see what they actually are. We have somebody on Reddit that put these together and what they think it could possibly be. So let's get a bigger look at this, and it says safety, innovation, technology. So that was an image that we already had. But then coming up here to the top, it says the center, human, moon, safety, home, connect. And then it's got some other images over here. So this looks like it's like some sort of an energy source or something like that. It doesn't look like it necessarily has anything to do with cryptocurrency. I think it has something to do with Dark Moon and some other innovations that SafeMoon is working on. But it's very interesting to see all of this laid out like this. And I'm assuming this is going to be something that we're going to be getting more news on in the next SafeMoon Sunday. Or they might be keeping us updated through Twitter for a little bit. But I'm thinking they're going to be dropping bigger news at the next SafeMoon Sunday. That's usually when we get bigger information, but they kind of put out these teasers usually just to kind of keep the community engaged and that sort of thing. On that point, there are a ton of people, especially on Reddit, that are getting so angry that the SafeMoon team is putting these updates out, these teasers and that sort of thing. And they're mad that they're putting teasers out, which is really weird to me. I love that the team actually puts forth the effort to keep people engaged and to keep the community engaged. If the team wasn't as engaged and they weren't dropping all these clues and keeping everybody engaged in the project, then I don't think that the SafeMoon Army would be the #1 crypto community. You know what I mean? I think this is such a good community because the leadership is so good at keeping people engaged and dropping hints and keeping it fun. For us to speculate and look at clues and that sort of thing. It's not just a cryptocurrency, it's a whole community that people are getting involved in, which is what actually makes it really special. So people getting mad that they're dropping these hints and that sort of thing, you're actually hurting your own investment because them dropping the hints and stuff is actually what's building the community. So let them do their thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch videos, you don't have to go onto Discord and that sort of thing. But yeah, I personally love that the team does this kind of stuff and keeps people engaged. One post that we did have over here, it says February 30th equals March 2nd or 3-2. When are you going to tell us about the second exchange or any hints for SafeMoon's birthday? And John said, I will DM you all the secrets on the 30th of February. Now, obviously, February only has 28 days, and so I think John was just trolling him. I don't think they're actually going to be releasing any information on March 2nd. I don't think that was a thing. I think he was just messing with the guy. So I would not get our hopes up about that date. This post that I thought was pretty funny. It says, I believe more in this crazy cult army than I do in the team. It's like some of you are so crazy and delusional you won't let it fail. So I guess I'm staying in. And then he said, by the way, not saying I don't believe in the team, so don't come at me with that. Just stating that some of you are way too much. Like you are entertaining and it'd be fun to have you as a neighbor, but you can't watch my kids. And I thought that was hilarious and kind of true. But I think that's what makes the SafeMoon Army so effective. And I think that's why the project won't fail, is because so many people are heavily invested into this, not just in a financial sense, but in like a relational sense and a team building sense. It's something that it's a community that a lot of us really enjoy being a part of. So call it crazy if you want, but I don't think that the SafeMoon Army is going to let this project fail. This was a cool post from Watcher.guru. He said, fun fact, Ukraine processes more transactions per day in crypto than its own currency. The person that reposted this said, one day this will be Africa, starting with Gambia and SafeMoon. SafeMoon is the future, which I think is totally true and very likely. Now, do I think it's going to happen this year? Probably not that soon, but I could see this happening in the next couple of years for sure, especially in the Gambia with SafeMoon moving in and all of our systems getting put into place. I think it could be pretty quick that especially the Gambia is processing more crypto than its own currency. And I actually have a video that I made about SafeMoon in the Gambia. If you're interested in hearing about that, you can click the video up above. This was a great post from the FUD Hound. He said, growth will happen exponentially once we realize that we need to work together in this space. Period. And I love that SafeMoon does a great job at pulling different DeFi projects together so that they're working together in the community. That they're not just a standalone project, that they realize that all these crypto projects have to come together in order to make this a real thing. He also has this pinned to his Twitter page. It says, notice how SafeMoon doesn't need to tear down other projects to be awesome. This is the mark of a real project. If your biz needs to tear down others to cover ground, your leadership project is trash. So again, that's why SafeMoon is one of the best projects out there, because they are the ones working with other people and bridging the gaps between different DeFi projects. Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you're enjoying this content, please hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks so much, and let's get back into it. Okay, over here, we've talked about the SafeMoon Burn Project a couple of times on this channel, and I just wanted to bring it up again. Somebody posted this kind of funny post about it. It says, hard pills to swallow. The SafeMoon army will vote on and win every single worthless Twitter poll, ... but won't play the SafeMoon Burn Project playlist, which reduces circulation supply of SafeMoon, helping the price and contribute to increasing everybody's reflections income. So this is a funny post, but just a reminder to be playing the SafeMoon playlist. If you haven't heard of it, the SafeMoon Burn Project is a Spotify playlist, and when you listen to that playlist, it's going to burn SafeMoon. They right now have 3,600 followers on Twitter and some on Spotify, so if you haven't checked this out yet, go to their Twitter page, give them a follow, and then give them a follow on Spotify as well, and then just listen to that periodically, and it'll help the burn of SafeMoon. Somebody posted over here on Reddit, they said, where are the two major exchanges? Let's assume Mandala is one major exchange, which it isn't. Still, where's the second major exchange? So we did have news back in November, December. They were talking about major exchanges being listed by the end of the year, and then they're saying they're going to be listed in January, and now we're in February. We are halfway through February, and we still haven't seen major exchanges listed. And I think that's why the SafeMoon team doesn't give us timelines anymore, or timeframes, as the SafeMoon Hound said, that they don't give us timelines anymore because it's so hard to predict all that kind of stuff and keep it on track because there's so many variables and it's a new space. But that's not to say that there aren't still major exchanges coming. And I think that Mandala really is a major exchange in that it's a big deal that they're trying to figure out how to work tokenomics onto a centralized exchange. This is the first time that SafeMoon's moved their tokenomics onto a centralized exchange, so this is a big deal. It's big proving ground to prove that SafeMoon can get this done. Once other exchanges see that this is possible, then they'll move SafeMoon onto those exchanges. So this really is a testing ground. Somebody down here had a really good response to this. They said, I do believe Mandala is the first trial. We had to find one exchange that will go through the growing pains with us. It seems Mandala is willing to do this with us. I expect we will have Mandala for 3 to 6 months, and then we will see another exchange add us. Once you have 2 or 3 exchanges working well with our system and most of the kinks worked out, we will see multiple exchanges pick us up. Also, every exchange has different coding, and with each integration, we are going to see multiple different issues amongst the code. I know everyone in this sub is perfect and everything always goes as planned, but for real world, it doesn't. We have ideas, we build the idea, we test the idea, we find the problems with the idea. Then we start again, always building a better product than the first. So I thought this was a really great response. Every exchange is going to take a different amount of time and energy to figure out how to get it to work with our systems. So I think it's great that Mandala is doing this first to figure out all the kinks and that sort of thing. But I guess it's a good point that every single exchange is going to have to go through the similar thing because their codes are going to be slightly different. They're going to have to figure it out for themselves. But I think as SafeMoon grows more and more and proves itself in the DeFi space, these larger exchanges aren't going to want to miss out on what SafeMoon can bring them. And I also think tokenomics is going to start becoming very normalized throughout exchanges, and so they're going to have to figure it out anyways. So they might as well do it with SafeMoon. On that same note, somebody asked John on Discord, they said, John, once the global tokenomics with Mandala is straightened out, will it be easy for other exchanges that already list us to implement? And then John replied to him, he said, to be honest, no. Global tokenomics on Mandala Centralized Exchange is a tailored thing that Mandala undertook for us per our request. They did it because they like the SafeMoon army. It is actually something that has to be solved CEX to CEX as each one uses a different backend or a different method. So it's exactly what we were just saying. Each centralized exchange is going to be different, so they all have to figure it out for themselves. So that's what makes SafeMoon kind of a hard sell to some of these bigger exchanges because they have to put in a lot of work to get it done. Now, I'm sure that SafeMoon has a team that is helping these centralized exchanges through this, that they can help them with the coding and all that kind of stuff, but there's still going to be effort on the centralized exchanges part to figure this out. Also on Discord, somebody said to John, did he just use the blockchain use case point of sale? And he said a little more comprehensive than that, but the reasoning behind it is to reduce the hesitancy for merchants to take crypto. He said the SafeMoon one, of course, will integrate well with our wallet and point of sale. Some could call it an off-ramp system as well. For me, I prefer to use crypto debit cards versus fiat debit cards. On the the topic of blockchain, we had an interesting post over here on Reddit that said Safemoon Blockchain and what to expect. It says here, "Dear Safemoon community, I feel like we should talk a little about the blockchain. Many people argue that they don't care if team produces small or big improvements to the wallet or other LLC activities. They want exchange and blockchain.
Give it to me now."
But what if I told you, citing a certain person, that blockchain is a journey, not a destination? Every person that can write Solidity may basically fork an existing open source blockchain in a month or so. But what are you going to do with it after that? If you don't have a project, you will only put that onto a pedestal and you call yourself a coin and not token anymore. Wow, such a difference. This may show you that having a project that will use a blockchain is much more important than just having one, which is a great point. We can build a blockchain or an exchange and throw our token on there, but if we don't have something behind it, then we just call ourselves a coin and that's it. He goes on to say, this brings another problem. For the blockchain to be used, it has to be suitable for the goal you want to reach with your project, so it needs to be engineered in the right way to do so. And what's more is that a blockchain is quickly becoming just a foundation, the base layer onto which building D-apps, tools, make smart contracts, and much more. The base needs to be solid to do this, and the people behind it need to know how to use it. This is why I want to see what our blockchain can do versus seeing it fast, unusable, buggy, and unsecure. Remember that if your money is on a blockchain, you want it to work, believe me. So I thought this was a great post and very insightful that Safemoon is building a business, not just a blockchain, not just an exchange. There's a whole project going on behind it, and that's what's going to make this a successful company, and it takes time to build that kind of stuff. So the fact that they're taking their time, getting it done, and not just throwing it out overnight just to get it done, I think is massive, because we don't want a product that's going to be buggy and crappy and that doesn't work for us.
No, I want one of those.
So this is why I'm super bullish on SafeMoon and very excited about what the team is working on. So that's going to be it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below if you got something out of this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Unnecessarily, she could be stuck just inside the tube. Inside the... Hold on!